Hi everybody, Father Bill Holtzinger here, and this is your Friday Reflection. Well, and it's a two-part series. Part 1 is today, this weekend, and next Friday will be part 2. And I'm going to be interviewing, in fact, this is an interview I did in December with Greg Lewis. This is December 2025. Greg Lewis is the artisan who crafted the Corpus that's on the cross in our church, and how that came to be, something about some of the styles, how it's mounted, things like that, what it's made of, and other things. I won't get into all the details, but I thought it'd be a good place to be able to kind of share some of this, because we have ordered the new crucifix, and it's good because I've been talking to the artisan even a year before all this, talking to Greg about this possibility and how we might go forward to make that happen. So I'll leave you with that, and here is now an interview with Greg Lewis. Hi everybody, this is Father Bill Holtzinger here, and I'm here with a special guest you may or may not remember or know, Greg Lewis. Greg Lewis, let's see here. What do you think he did for our parish? Because he did some pretty amazing things. And one of those things is right behind us. First of all, one of them is the tabernacle.
The tabernacle?
Yeah, and looking up here, our cross.
The cross, yeah, there's quite a story with that.
Well, why don't you share with us some of that about what you remember? Because this is 2000, 2003, this was done. What do you remember? Because it's been a while. This has been 22 years or so.
Well, I knew and worked with the late Dave Richen, who designed the church building and the core. In 2001 is when we finished the murals and put the Stations of the Cross murals using John Paul II's version of the stations, which start in the garden and not in Pilate's courtyard. So we have the Stations of the Cross, 2003, Father, I think.
2003?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's the Station of the Cross, there's the Tabernacle, the Cross. What else? I can't remember. Oh, there's so much stuff here. Oh, the altar? Did you do the altar?
No, okay. Glenn Glendenin, the late Glendenin, did that off of Dave Richen's plans.
Dave Richen, who was the architect who drew up the plans for the church.
Right.
God rest his soul.
The first project was the cross, the crucifix cross in the Daily Chapel, and that was the first one. Sean Carey was my wood fabricator. He was able to interpret all of my drawings and did models and everything. And of course, everything had to go through committee and budgets and negotiation. But it's just hard to believe everything's over 20 years old in here.
I know, but it's holding up quite well.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a cross in the confessional room. We did that
right behind me. When I get in there, I sit right in front of it. Yeah.
Right.
Does that match? I think, does that not match the one that's in the day chapel?
I think it's a resurrection, risen Christ.
Oh, in the tabernacle, in the day chapel.
Yeah.
Okay. Or no, in the confessional.
Right.
Okay.
So the John Paul II's version of the stations goes one beyond the 14 stations, traditional stations, and symbolizes resurrection. And so we designed a cross about 3 years later, and we bid that project. There were other artists that were considered, stainless steel, fiberglass, and then Father McGrand, I think, was pastor at the time, and he says, well, Greg Lewis did a lot of decor art for the sanctuary. Let's him take a shot at this sculpture. We had a budget, and half the parish wanted resurrection, and half the parish wanted crucifixion, right? So I designed a Crucifix, and we floated the risen Christ off the cross on the wall.
If I remember, because we talked last time, we met a year ago or so when we chatted about this stuff, that it's actually the Ascension. Is that correct? Does that sound right to you? The Ascension of Christ?
Well, I mean, it could on the Feast of the Ascension.
Okay, so that's not okay.
I hadn't thought about that. But,
I thought we had talked about that, because it's obviously clearly a risen Christ, but specifically he's rising.
Right.
Yeah.
I presented when we came up with the agreement on this and the budget, I think it was like 23 or 25,000, and we went through a design process of options, option A, B, and C. I like A, I don't like B, but I like parts of C, and so I would bring A and C together and do a final design, and it was approved. And the Filipino community stepped up, had a huge festival, and I had a color pattern on the wall down in the downstairs in the parish hall, and it was quite a time. And they raised the budget that night.
So they fundraised for it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Half the budget was deposited, and then in progress billing every 30 days. Because I'm an artist
You gotta get a living
and business. Yeah,
and feed yourself.
yeah, exactly. It took about 3 or 4 months to do the sculpture, and we'll present some photographs to show the process, and then we'll take that as a symbol to store it, because it will be removed and replaced in another location. So while it's in storage, I'll write a proposal and how to deal with it, how to take it down, and
So what Greg's speaking about, we've been discerning because since 2003, that was when the new GERM, or General Instructions to the Roman Missal, came out. It started speaking specifically about what kind of crosses should be in the sanctuary, and it said it needed to be a crucified cross. That's a very specific thing. Before that, it never really spoke that specifically, and so what we're trying to do is then have a crucified Christ, and this is clearly not that. This is something different, as you described. But then how do we then go from this to a different image, and what to do with the particular, this is called the Corpus, the actual body of Christ on the cross, and where to put that. So that's what we're trying to discern. The idea is that remove this one so we can put the crucified Christ up, and then store this in the hopes that as we are looking towards a new set of offices, because Walker Road is coming very close to us. In fact, I saw that they already got stakes in the ground where they're going to go for it and cut into the property. And we talked to them just last week. They're going to be taking out the cedars on the other side of that, because the road's going to come up from that section. It's kind of tough because we're Cedar Hills area, right?
Right.
There's still some cedars, though.
Right.
But anyway, so then we need to build a new set of offices. But also, when I first got here, I did a lot of listening sessions. In those listening sessions, it was repeated over and over that we needed a bigger fireside room. And I now get it, because I've seen we've had receptions and they were crammed. And so we're going to the goal is to build a set of offices and also a larger hall for that purpose. But the thought is, and again, this is all kind of dreamy land, but the hope is that we could actually place this corpus in the lobby of the new building. But we've got to figure out how to do that. But anyhow, those are details. You don't all need to worry about that. But this is why Greg's here to kind of educate me, and then I can also talk about this to others as we propose to try to lift it up and move it to another location.
Right. So I'll work with the committee and construction people, and how to hang the Crucifix, if you will.
Yeah, when we get to that place. In fact, the nice thing is then we can actually construct a wall that will be strong enough. You were saying that when you built this, you were told by Dave Richin about this pillar right here.
I called and said, what's behind the sheetrock? And Dave Richin said there's 2 I-beams, one vertical and one horizontal.
This would be the vertical
right
here. Yeah.
And it can hold about 10,000 pounds. So
that's probably good, right?
Yeah, that's
I hope this is not 10,000 pounds. What do you think the weight of this is?
It's 200 to 300, and we haul it out the back a little bit to lessen the weight. There is a French cleat just behind the shoulders.
Kind of up in this area here.
Just behind the shoulders, which its mate is on the wall, and It's hard to explain here, but it's just, clamped on. And then a bolt.
Well, let's take a look. Yeah, I want to get to see that.
There's a bolt between the feet and it's capped, so the cap has to be removed to access the bolt, a lag bolt into the through the sheetrock and through the I-beam. Okay, it was tapped in. And
that's it? That's all that's holding
it? Just right.
Oh, wow.
The French cleat, and which is about 10 inches wide, as I recall, because it's over 20 years.
These are, well, and a French cleat, I'm not an expert, but a French cleat is it's an ancient form of mounting things, but it's also very strong.
Very strong, right.
It allows you to then, you put this cleat, this angled piece of wood, or in this case, you said it was
mahogany.
But the metal is aluminum. But so you can put that up and get that level, and then all you have to do is hang whatever it is you're hanging. You can do this at your home if you have stuff. Do a French cleat, and you don't have to worry about trying to get the frame of whatever it is, a piece of art you have. Just get the French cleat straight.
Right. And so all the hanging system, other than the light bolt, is good to hang at another location. So.
Well, and that's the good thing here. It's not going to, hopefully, other than, sounds easy, other than the weight and the size, it should be relatively easy, at least to get it unbolted. But we're going to have to figure out, pray for us, we're going to figure out how to lift it up safely, transport it, and then store it. So we're thinking about, once we get that, we'll wrap it in some kind of cellophane or some kind of
shrink wrap.
Yeah.
Shrink wrap to protect it. And the arm was sculpted separate and then attached.
I'm going to back up here so I can see the arm.
Boy,
up there.
I don't advocate taking that off, though.
No, we're trying not to. Yeah. Because it's glued, that would make a mess.
Right, right. So it would probably be in storage 2 or 3 years. And
the thing is, we're trying to figure out, because we're in the early stages as we videotape this, we've even just finally kind of settled on a space where we want to do this. Let's move over this. We got some light. Come over here. Come on over here. There we go. Yeah, so we are in the process of trying to discern what this building will look like. We have a location, which is in part of one of the parking lots, but that'll take a while. We have to, first of all, design this thing, get a conceptual drawing that we can use to then share with the people so they can know what it is we're going to be trying to construct. There will be a process for a feasibility study, what we can raise to do that building, which may change the building, actually. Hopefully not, but it depends on what we can do. And then, of course, we have to hire a contractor and an architect that actually will do more technical drawings. So that's a year right there, and then more. So we'll see.
Contractor Mike Grant out of Mount Angel, Oregon, was the builder of the church. He also did the Trappist Abbey down in Lafayette, Oregon.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And in fact, I'm going to go visit there today.
Oh, okay.
And
there's similarities between that church and ours, or their chapel, all the clear windows.
Yes.
Very Oregon, very Northwest.
Right. So I think if he's still in practice, I think Mike Grant ought to take a shot at that building. And once I get drawings, I can do a model, or I can do drawings for presentation to the parish, and we can actually put the image of the risen Christ, or the ascended Christ, if you will.
Yeah.
In the elevation plans for presentation. Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I don't want this video to go too long. We just want to give you a sense of stuff that's going on. This is Greg Lewis. He's the creator of our cross, the Corpus there, and many other things as we heard just earlier. So thank you so much for all your work.
Welcome.
We want to make sure we try to honor our past as we build into the future.
The sculpture was a prayer, and a daily prayer. How did I ever get myself into this? God's got a sense of humor, and I will lead you. Look to me. Look to me. Okay.
Well, God bless you all.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Bye.